Good morning, good evening, good day, anywhere you may be all over the world joining us. This is TOSJOHN Consulting. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel, this video to what every business owner must know based on the Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025. So you can check the video out on our YouTube channel. We have a lot of video for business compliances, business strategies, tax, accounting, about the Nigerian Tax Reform Act. Check them out. And of course, all the practical information we are dishing out to you, please make sure you act on them and feel free to reach out to us. We are your business growth support partner. Thank you for joining this live streaming. So, withholding tax in Nigeria, what every business must know, right? We have withholding tax regulation of 2024. Withholding tax regulation 2024, and Nigerian Tax Reform Act came after the withholding tax regulation on 26th of June 2025, and of course the enforcement has already begun. So it is relating both the regulation withholding 2024 and the Nigerian Tax Reform Act. They are saying the same language, right? So it is based on this Reform Act and regulations that we are giving you this current information. So hello business owners and entrepreneurs, welcome back to TOSJOHN Consulting, your trusted guide to smart business and compliance and tax compliance. So today we will be diving into something every Nigerian must know, every business owner, every professional, every entrepreneurs. So withholding tax under the Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025, right? And of course the withholding regulation of 2024, they are interwoven, they are together, they are speaking the same thing. So if you want to stay compliant, avoid penalties and optimize your cash flow, this video is for you. So did you know that many businesses in Nigeria lose money unnecessarily because they misunderstand withholding tax? They misunderstand it, and because of that they are losing money. The wrong deduction, late remittance, or missing withholding exemption could cost, of course this could cost you money in your business, thousands, even millions, depending on transaction and penalties. But don't worry, we are going to break it down for you in a simple way. It's live streaming. So in segment 1, what is withholding tax? This withholding tax, what does it mean? So the first thing you must know about withholding tax is that you think of it like this. Think of it like this. Withholding tax is an advance payment of tax. Please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is an advance payment of tax. When you pay for services, for rent, or even goods, you may need to deduct a small percentage and remit it to the tax authority. So we have withholding tax to the states for unincorporated. If you are dealing with unincorporated business like business name, individual, you remit to state internal revenue service. If you are dealing with corporate organization, right, limited company, you remit to Nigerian revenue service. So it's not an extra tax, right? It is a tax credit for you to offset your tax liability on the long run. So it is just paid upfront on behalf of the recipient. So you pay it on behalf of the recipient, and it can be credited against their annual tax liability, just like we said earlier on. So it can be used to offset, right, and reduce their tax liability at the end of the year. So the payment of withholding tax deduction remitted to Nigerian Revenue Service or to the state internal revenue service, and it is a tax credit to the recipient. That's why everyone must have valid TIN. So don't deal with an unregistered business because they will cause it. So who must deduct this withholding tax? The latest regulation, the withholding tax regulation 2025 and of course the Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025, withholding regulation of 2024, Nigerian Tax Reform Act 2025. Here are the people that must deduct withholding tax: all companies, entities and government agencies, all corporate entities, and of course government agencies, NGOs that have business arms, statutory bodies and institutions, organization making payment to contractors, to consultants or suppliers. But here is the good news: small businesses and individuals may be exempted under certain conditions, and of course we will break this down for you. Small business exemptions that have transaction of 2 million or below, 2 million transaction or below. So if somebody, a contractor, a supplier, a vendors give you an invoice of 2 million or below, they are exempted. You don't charge them withholding tax on whatever they are doing for you. And of course they must have valid tin. That's why you must educate your vendors, your suppliers, right, and your contractors. They must have valid tin. They must register properly for tin. They must register, right? If they don't register and you are dealing with them, the tax authority will charge you penalty of 5 million and that is a whole lot. And the business that you do with them that is supposed to be allowed as tax expenses deductions will not. So you have two, you know, two issues, right? You suffer two things: penalty of 5 million and then the expenses that you're supposed to use to reduce your tax liability will not be allowed. Will not be allowed. So this will not be allowed. So you must be very careful who you are dealing with. So in section number 3, small business exemptions. Small business exemption. So if your business is small, here is a huge relief for you. If the transaction is 2 million or less in a month, right, and your supplier has a valid tax identification number, then you don't have to deduct withholding tax. You don't need to do withholding tax for them. So this is part of the 2025 reforms to make life easier for SMEs in Nigeria. That's why we said this Nigerian Tax Reform Act is to the benefit of the masses, of the citizen, of businesses, especially small businesses. It is to their benefit. But you need to be careful at this point. If your transaction exceeds 2 million, withholding tax must be applied on the excess amount, right? For example, 1.5 million payments, there's no withholding tax. 2 million payments from your vendor, from your contractor, you don't need to withhold withholding tax. But 2.5 million payments, withholding on 500,000. So you only do withholding on the difference of 2 million. In this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. So this is a clarity that you need to have. And then we have withholding for state, we have to the Nigerian Revenue Service. So you must do. So we are going to give you the rates, of course, in this, video information, so you can check it out, right? So segment number 4, common withholding rates that you need to know. So the quick guide to common withholding rates are this. Like we said, we have to the state and we have to the federal. If you are dealing with unincorporated entity, business name is to the state of where the supplier is resident. If you are dealing with a company, is to Nigerian Revenue Service. And we have different rates. We have for resident company and we have for non-resident company as well. So for professional services, right, and consultancies, right, you may have 5 million, but you need to determine which one. Is it to state or is it to federal? Is it to resident company or non-resident company? Rent and lease payments, we have royalties and dividend, which could be 10%, right? But you need to determine which one is state, which one is federal. right? We have supply of goods, 2%. So the tip here is that if the recipient doesn't provide a thing, the rate could be doubled. The rate could be double if there is no valid thing. The rate could be double, and it is best that you don't even deal with them. Let them know that they need to have a valid thing. So in segment 5, timing and remittance. When should you deduct and remit withholding? Deduct when payment is made or when liability arises, whichever comes first. Remit to the tax authority by 21st day of the following month. Always issue a withholding credit receipt to your supplier, vendors, contractors, anyone that you deduct withholding tax from. You issue withholding credit receipt on whatever you withholding from them. So they will need it to claim the tax credit at the end of the day. So missing deadline could mean penalties and fines. So stay on top of this. You need to stay on top of this. Oh, okay, Manny, thanks for joining us. It's been a while. Wow, wow, wow. Hope is a good news for you. Yes. So thank you for joining this live streaming. We appreciate you. It's been a while. Well done, well done. How is Australia? How is everyone? So thank you for your support. Thank you for joining us. Well done. So the segment 6, the key takeaway. Yeah, very well. Thank you. We appreciate it. How you doing too? How is business? How is family? How is everything going on with you? So thank you very much for joining this live streaming. So the key takeaway in this video is this, right? What every business must do right away on this video that we are bringing to you. Update your contracts to include withholding clause. Yes, withholding clauses. You must update your contract with your vendors, with your contractor, and with your supplier. Then always collect valid things from all your suppliers. Confirm that their thing is valid. You must confirm it. Then track monthly transactions totals for SME exemptions. So whoever you are dealing with, you must check all their transactions, the total. If it is 2 million and below, well, they are exempted. If it is above 2 million, then the difference of 2 million, you will charge withholding on it. And you must check for the business that they are doing for you so that you apply the appropriate rates. If they are unincorporated business name, or their company, corporate organization, then check for resident company and non-resident company. Check for all this information, right? Then train your accounting team to manage deductions and remittances. Train your accounting team to manage deductions and remittances. Then use withholding strategically to optimize your tax position. So you need to use withholding strategically to optimize your tax position. As we close, the wrap up here is that the withholding tax in this Nigerian Tax Reform Act. So please make sure you go through this video, understand it. If you have any comments, please reach out to us. So if this video have helped you, hit the like button, share it with fellow business owners, entrepreneurs, and subscribe to Consulting for more practical tax and finance tips. And of course, comment below if you want us to share a ready use withholding tracking template, and of course send it to our subscriber as well. Send it to other business owner and tell them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So thank you for joining this live streaming. Yeah, okay, Manny, should I buy Bitcoin? Of course, like we told you, before you invest, check for the history, get the up-to-date information about that investment. And like we told you, all these digital currencies, they are volatile, they fluctuate, right? So look at the history of it and look at the current news about it. You need to understand the investment that you are going into before you invest, so that you will not lose your money at the end of the day. So what we tell every of our subscriber business owners, those that are connected to us, is that have a proper knowledge of what you are investing in. Check for the history, and of course, yeah, thank you very much. We appreciate you. So you need to check for all this information, right, before you put your money into all these investments. We don't want you to lose your money. You have worked hard to get those money. You have worked smart to get those money, and you don't need to lose it because of unguided, you know, investment or uninformed information about that investment. So get knowledge, and of course be up to date about anything that you want to do, and of course reach out for professional guidance as well. So there are professionals in that field that are doing further investments that are not risky. You can put your money there and you can get return of between 15 to 20%. So if you are risk averse, you don't like risks, right? You can put your money in a safe investment, federal government bond, treasury bills, all those governments, investment, they are safe. And you can get your interest upfront before the end of that investment, and your principal is safe. Your interest, you can get it upfront. So you build wealth patiently, you build wealth consistently, right? So if you are someone that you are a risk taker, right? Yes, it's good to be a risk taker because you will get more return on that investment that are risky, but you must be very careful. Watch it and know that it is the right time to invest so that you have gain and not loss. So thank you very much, Okemani. So hope you get the gist of what we are saying, and please, of course, be careful, right? And of course, everything will be all right. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you. Subscribe, like, share, and of course, tell other business owners about this channel. This is their channel, Professor Entrepreneur Business Owner, and this channel is open 247. So always reach out to us, right? And we'll be willing and ready to be your strategic business support partner. So we have a lot of videos that we have, streamed on this YouTube channel. We have uploaded because of you. Please feel free to watch them, and you gain insight, practical knowledge, up to date on all these videos. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. So see you in another live streaming. Every day we are always on this channel, so you can connect on live. You can. Thank you very much, and see you in another live streaming section. Bye for now. Bye.